Hi, my name is Leslie Canarium, and I'm Reader Conversations Librarian here at the Rogers Public Library. Here for our February Adult Take It, Make It craft. We're going to make roses out of just very simple and inexpensive materials. Really easy, fun little project. You can use them for Valentine's Day or just because roses are pretty. In your kit, you're going to get 2 pieces of paper towel like this. You're going to get 2 markers, a red one and a pink one, and you're going to get a small little cup to work with. As for what you'll need to supply yourself, you'll need scissors, you'll need glue. It can be Elmer's glue or other craft glue. Doesn't have to be clear. You're going to need a cup of water, and you'll need some sort of towel or other absorbent material to dry the project on. You can see that from this one I used before that it's going to get a little stained. These stains will wash out. It's washable marker, but you still probably don't want to use Grandma's Good linen tablecloth for this. You're going to get 2 of these paper towel sheets, as I said, and what you want to do is fold it up accordion style, about 1 inch wide. So that'll make either full 7 or a full 8. The next thing you want to do is cut that in half. So just fold it in half like that. Cut right down the middle. And you're going to be doing the exact same thing with the other piece of paper. So this one is going to make 16, and then it would be 32 petals. So I take each one of these and I'm going to cut out a long, skinny oval shape. And you want to make sure you cut the edges so there'll be separate petals. Round it off at the top, at the bottom. Doesn't have to be perfect. And we're going to do the same thing with the other half. You'll eventually end up with 4 of these sets. And then you'll need 2 markers. You'll be provided with a red one and a pink one, but if you want to experiment with colors, there's nothing wrong with that. Let your imagination take you where you like. See what kind of rose you want to make. Then you're going to take the lighter color, in this case the pink, and we're just going to color about halfway down. Really want to get that kind of saturated in there. Flip it over, do the other side. This is all going to be sort of free form. And then you might want to go and take the edges and make sure they get some good color in there. If you decide to use your own pens, the important thing to remember is to use either washable markers, which these are, or you can use your fancy watercolor markers, I suppose, as well. The important thing is to make sure they're water soluble. If you use permanent markers like a Sharpie, this project will not work. And now that we've done the pink, we're going to do the same thing with the red, but we're not going to go quite as far in. We're just going to get around the edges. And this is going to make a very pretty, variegated design for your rose petals. Flip it over, get the edges on this side. Once again, color the edges so everybody gets a little bit of red and pink in there. And then you would be doing the exact same thing which we just did here with the other 3 sets of cutout petals. And you're going to want to get your towel or whatever else you're using and your cup of water. And we're going to see, wow, water-soluble ink and paper towels. It runs. Who knew? And you see how pretty those petals come out? Just shades of red and pink and white. They're all going to be slightly different. And lay them out on your paper towel. If 2 of them stick together because you didn't quite cut the edges right, that's why you've got your scissors handy, so you can cut them apart. A little bit of ragged edges won't hurt your petals at all. It'll just make them look kind of frilly when you're done. And I'm not going to do, all 32 of them. You get the idea. These then will need to sit and get completely dry. I would recommend letting them dry overnight because when you're done, you're going to get a set of petals like these that I did yesterday and set to dry. You can see they came out a little lighter in color, which is nice. This will make for a pretty pink rose. And you'll need your glue. And then go ahead and get the little cup. And we're just going to go petal by petal and fold them in half. over the edge. And then I'm going to take the glue and put the glue about halfway along on the rim of the cup and overlap things a little, about halfway. It'll take you about 7 or 8 to go all the way around, depending on how much you're overlapping. Once you hit the edge, we're just going to keep going. The thing is now that you can put glue on both of them, so you can get the full width of your petal glue down without worrying about gluing it to the cup, and just keep overlapping. If you're wondering why I'm alternating between rows, it's really just to make sure that there's just nice random kind of variation in the petals. You can see we're getting down to our last 4 or 5 petals here. And at this point, I would suggest taking your last 4 petals or so and using them to make a base for your rose. We're going to put the glue like before, but instead of folding it in, we're just going to put it up to the edge. And then we're going to do that. And then just come around this other side and put in some more base petals. If you're at all like me, you're saying at this point, well, that was all fun, but that really doesn't look much like a rose. And it doesn't, because it's upside down. But what you're going to do is take this sort of messy little thing here, and you're going to let it sit overnight again till it's all dry. And then you see this one I did yesterday, and you'll take it out and you'll pop it out. And look at that. It's a beautiful rose. If you want to kick it up a notch, like I suggested before, you can try different colors of marking pen. Just make sure they're water soluble. Or you can get really fancy. And if you have some spray acrylic sealer, you can carefully spray that rose. So it's going to get a little bit of gleam. Might as well give it a little bit of glitter too. For example, with this one, I sprayed it with the acrylic spray. Then I sprinkled just a bit of gold glitter on it. When it was dry, I shook it out and gave it another spray. So this one is a little more sturdy. Oh, also you can tell I used red and orange on this one instead of red and pink. And not only does it have a little bit of sturdiness, I said, well, I like that so well that I took a safety pin and hot glued it to that base. And now I have a pretty rose brooch I can wear, just like that. So easy project, pretty project. Hope you enjoy it. Come back for next month. When, for St. Patrick's Day, I think we'll do, whoa, how about some origami rainbows?